everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an exciting new report and update into the regards of Marvel Studios having a potential planning of a new live-action Avengers team-up, this time around on Disney Plus instead of the theatrical screen as we're used to, so some type of an Avengers team-up before the next Avengers movie, Avengers Doomsday. Anyway guys, we're gonna hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. So the newest report revealed that one popular Avengers comic team could be making its Disney Plus debut in the upcoming Vision series, or also known as Vision Quest. I'll have a whole nother video discussing and breaking down Vision Quest, everything that we know about that, all the other rumors and reports, but for right now, we'll touch on it throughout this video. Despite not officially being announced by Marvel though, however, so take that into a heavy emphasis and take all of this with a grain of salt, despite how exciting it all is, Vision, or the Vision Quest show, was confirmed by Variety in May of this year and will focus on Paul Bettany's Vision. More specifically, the white Vision that we saw at the end of the WandaVision show. Like, yeah, remember him? Where did he go? What happened to him? Essentially, the idea that goes on with that is pretty much he goes off and he begins to make his own Avengers team, except on the West Coast. I think it is, maybe East Coast. Let's continue to read here, though. For years before that, though, rumors had been going around about potential plots and characters, such as possibly taking inspiration from the Vision comic run by Tom King and Gabriel Hernandez Walta. It's just that we never had a clue or any type of idea of what it would exactly entail and really be about. So it actually would be about the West Coast Avengers, not East Coast. West Coast Avengers and how they may make an MCU debut, this time around though, however, on Disney Plus. So according to a new report from the reputable Daniel RPK, an industry insider and scooper, the upcoming Vision Disney Plus series, the Vision Quest, may take inspiration from the West Coast Avengers comics line and could include members of that given team. Of course, not the entirety of that team, because, well, that would be very difficult to be. And also seeing of how White Vision wasn't even the team leader of the West Coast Avengers. It was actually technically Hawkeye, a part of that original comic line and that comic run. Seeing and hearing of how White Vision, though, would be like the main kind of leader, though, of a West Coast Avengers, I think would be really quite a great choice. He's a very just leader-styled kind of character to begin with, and has been around in the MCU for quite some time. I know it's not the same kind of like variant, really, if you will, or version of Vision, but he has all the same memories and all the same wits, and everything about him is pretty much the same. It's pretty much a carbon copy clone of the original Vision that we've known and loved for quite some time. It would also make perfect, splendid sense for them to want to do something with West Coast Avengers. The MCU is only continuing to grow and get bigger and bigger, and there are going to be way too many characters to include in the next Avengers movie lineup, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. I mean, maybe they could do something with Avengers Secret Wars, but for Avengers Doomsday for right now, in all intensive purposes, there's simply too many characters out there for them to all keep track of and loop them all into this movie. Even then, there are a lot of characters out there that we haven't really had fully fleshed out. So having something into the regards on Disney Plus, maybe it's a show or it's just its own kind of cameo. And the Wonder Woman show is also kind of where we could see things solidified and also set up there as well, as that is going to be coming out in 2025. Daniel RPK reads in his report, in quotes, "I hear the show will have elements from the West Coast Avengers run and might even have members of that team within the series. If for anything, it's not going to be like a full-on like West Coast Avengers. It's really going to be more something of a reference and kind of laying out that groundwork essentially for that." This comes as no surprise for those familiar with the West Coast Avengers, as White Vision has been quite a prominent member of the team for over the last couple of years. Plus, the Vision Quest comic was a West Coast Avengers event, covered in issues 42 through 52 of the first West Coast Avengers series. The summary of this 10-issue event on Marvel's website demonstrates exactly why adopting a West Coast Avengers story makes complete sense narratively, given where Vision is in the MCU currently, especially. He's kind of just doing his thing and out and about, really. It describes of how Vision had his memory wiped and will learn the true and tragic nature of his children with Scarlet Witch as well. So it's kind of like this, almost like an anti-hero version of what White Vision is, essentially, almost. He says, in quote, "In this chapter of the West Coast Avengers, the Vision receives a startling transformation after he is kidnapped, has his memory wiped, and discovers the true and tragic nature of his children with the Scarlet Witch. Plus, the U.S. agent joins the A-Team, and the Great Lakes Avengers make their spectacular debut. Don't miss this story arc by legendary writer and artist John Byrne." So essentially like doing WandaVision over again, but from the perspective of Vision, almost is what this could be and almost sounds like. Of course, the summary also mentions U.S. agent John Walker, who is now a part of the Thunderbolts. I highly doubt he would be one of those characters to join the West Coast Avengers, but after the events of the Thunderbolts movie, never say never. Played by Wyatt Russell, John Walker would also appear in Thunderbolts next year. Depending on where he ends up after those events of the 2025 movie, he could make an appearance in the show that would be faithful to his run in the comics. Other West Coast Avenger members in the MCU, of what we could see make that all up. Of course, while the Vision Quest show is really very much so tentative and in the question, really a part of the rumor, and the angle of it makes most sense. It has not been confirmed that this was the West Coast Avengers inspiration reported by Daniel RPK. As I had mentioned from the get-go at the beginning of this video, take it all with a grain of salt. There is a lot of lore behind the West Coast Avengers, with several lineups over the years. The first iteration had debuted in West Coast Avengers #1, led by Clint Barton, as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, and the most recent version of the team debuted in West Coast Avengers Volume 3, #1 in 2018, led by Kate Bishop, also who takes on the iteration of Hawkeye, as we're kind of seeing now in the actual MCU. Prominent West Coast Avengers teams members from over the years familiar to MCU fans include America Chavez, War Machine, and the Scarlet Witch, among many others. Well, there is also the Wonder Man, who is also getting his show, as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video. He is actually on the West Coast, he's an LA star or something of that nature, essentially. So it's almost perfectly set up for that there as well. And even then, as I had also mentioned, maybe we could see something in the Wonder Man show next year. This all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.